Let's talk about my parents today. I feel like talking about my parents. This is the second time I've taken this video because I think I got a little too deep in the last one, and I don't think that's very appropriate. I probably shouldn't have done that. Um, I talked about some heavy topics. Um, that's more of like a, if I had Twitter, that's more of a Twitter thing, probably. Um, I was raised by my grandparents, including my dearly departed grandfather. Um, my parents weren't, they were like fickle in a way. My father was never around. He did not make an effort to come around. But my mother, on the other hand, did make phone calls from time to time. Um, and when I was like 11, she moved in with us. So, I mean, she said at the time that that was for me, but it was not. It was one of her relationships um, got pretty bad, so she moved in with us. And I only know that now. My family's a lot more honest with me now that I'm older. I don't know why, but they always try to spare my feelings like I'm a bomb. And I guess in a way, with some of my mental illnesses, I am a bomb, but not like a not like a landmine. Just it builds up and over time, and I have to handle the emotional turmoil that comes with that. I don't express it. I try to keep it all to myself, which is unhealthy, but I journal and stuff, so it's whatever. Um, so my father wasn't around, and my mother was fickle. Um, I used to sing to her on the phone. Um, because I felt so proud of myself, you know, and I wanted her to hear it, and I wanted her to be proud of me. And I visited her one time. She was like 2 states away. And I remember I had a little cross stitch. And I mean, I'm like 7 at this time, I think. So I have no idea what I'm doing, and I have nobody telling me what I should do because nobody around me does it either. Um, So I just kind of like try to do it and then I abandon it because what am I doing? And I stayed with her for maybe about a week. I don't actually remember how long, but it was a little while. Um, her boyfriend was weird. I remember this one very well. It was just some weird guy. I did not like this guy. He left me alone in the apartment by myself a few times. Um, and they both always smelled like alcohol. So that was kind of like my first glimpse of my mother's addiction was staying with her a couple states away. Um, the smell of vodka is very particular in a person who drinks it. Um, I remember a few years ago, I think 4 years ago, there was a lady that I hung out with pretty frequently. Like, I would clean houses for people, and I was just kind of close with this lady. I would help her with her kind of work. And this was the height of my addiction, so I didn't see anything wrong or weird with that, you know. Honestly, I still don't. She was a cool lady. I didn't really have any other friends, so I was cool with her. And I remember one time I could smell that smell off of her, and I was like, girl, you smell like my mom. And I guess that cemented for me my mother's problem, you know. Um, I remember when I think I was 12. My mother had gotten drunk and she wanted to watch a movie with me, and we weren't really watching the movie, and she had made this disgusting white people queso that was like Velveeta cheese and canned diced tomatoes. It was so gnarly. It was bad. And I tried to eat it because she wanted me to, like, bad. I don't know why, but she wanted me to eat that. And I remember at some point it just felt heavy. And I was like, was I a mistake? And she, oh, no, 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 you were planned. But then I talked to her more recently, and she makes it very clear that I was not planned. So it's like, it doesn't feel very good to get the true answer like 10 years later, but whatever. Um, I also remember her being really weird about me having online friends, which that's fair. I was 12 years old. I should not have been as online as I was, but I was homeschooled. I had no friends, and being online was the only thing I could do. Um, and it was just a huge point of contention between me and her. Um, so I'll get more into that another time about my like online activities and stuff when I was younger and what that led to, but this is about my mom. So, um I didn't like her very much because she just kind of like came around when it was convenient for her, and she said it was for me when she came back, but it was not. And that really hurt my feelings because I could tell. Um I'm like cool with my mom now, but her alcohol problem when I was younger really put a rift between us. I don't remember when I started to be cool with my mom. I don't think we ever even had a talk about it. I think I just finally stopped demonizing her in my head, and she's almost like idealized. Like with borderline personality, you have this black and white thinking. And I think one day I just like she probably did something that was like semi cool, and I was like, wow, she loves me. My mom loves me. um I do know that I had a stint with my mother, or not my mother, my father. um Things got really 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 bad at home, and I jumped out of a moving car, and I moved in with my father, which I can't remember if I'm just talking about my mother or if I'm talking about both, but I guess we'll get into it. I stayed with my father for about a year, from 17 to 18, and when I left, he had accused me of doing like crack, um, which didn't feel great because I wasn't doing anything like that. I was doing the same thing. I was just, marijuana, and that wasn't a big deal in his household. Like, we openly smoked together, so it was just kind of, uh, to be accused of that really upset me. And it was just because I had motivation. I had the motivation to do laundry because I needed to do laundry for school the next day. So it was just kind of like, so I lost a lot of clothes. I want those back. Um, I mean, I kind of feel like he fed into my delusions because I really believed that was where I was meant to be. And maybe it was at the time being. That's where I should have been at that point in time. But it was not the right place. Like, he would not have raised me well. I would have turned out a little douchebag. Um I remember I got pretty close with my mom after that. She had blocked me when I was living with him, but like we started talking again through my grandfather, and things were cool. Um, she was staying in a halfway house, the same one she's staying at now, and things were fine. Um, and I mean, things are cool now, but I can't help but remember the things that happened. Like, there's not much to say about my father because he just wasn't around. But I have so much to say clearly about my mother because she was around and she wasn't that great for a long time. Um, she never really got physical except for this one time when she was intoxicated. Um, and she like pushed me and I got a black eye. Like she she did not actually like physically attack me. She just pushed me. And my family was so mad. They were saying I was faking it, but like how do you fake that? Um but it's cool. Like whatever. Um she never got physical. She just got really weird verbally. Um she did tear my room apart a couple times. Like I'd just come back and my bed would be off of the base frame and it would just be everything would be scattered around. Like I wasn't the best kid and I was very secretive, but that comes from being raised in a very strict household where you have to be sneaky or you're going to get your ass beat. Um I don't know. I mean, there's some anecdotal stuff like when I was really young, like a year old, I broke my collarbone under the care of my mom, but like no one knows how. Literally, no one knows how. Um, and when I was really young, I was staying with my aunt for a while, and she had to lock me in a bedroom by myself so that my mother couldn't get to me. Just little anecdotes like that. That's just kind of like, oh my god. Not everybody is ready to be a parent, but I'm glad she's here now. She's doing a lot better for herself. Um, I've had to see her during liver failure, so I'm really glad she's healing and doing better for herself. Um, I love my mom. I really do. It's just hard. I can't forget those things that happened. They still haunt me. I have nightmares. She would knock on my door, "Let me in," when she was drunk. So that was kind of, you know, that wasn't very pleasant. I don't have a lot of pleasant memories from back then, but she's doing what she can now. She's bettering herself. She's being more present in my life. Um, she's she's a good mom now, and I do love her. Anyways, that's kind of all I wanted to talk about today.